Hello, my dear friends. Today I'm going to talk to you about an interesting topic which is introspection. Introspection means looking inward or observing yourself, or it's nothing but self awareness. We need to be aware of our strengths, we need to know what our weaknesses are, we need to know what we are good at, what we are not so very good at, or we need to understand what our core competency is and what interests us, what triggers us. Okay, there are certain things, some people like music. When they hear songs they get motivated. Some people like dancing, some people like watching movies or anything. Some people like when they read some motivating content they get inspired. So it's different for different people. So we need to understand what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are. When we are clearly aware of what our weaknesses are, we can turn those weaknesses, we can work upon those weaknesses and turn them towards strengths. So this is what it means. We need to be aware of our self, our strengths, our interests, our hobbies, so our passion, whatever it is. We should be very clear on that. So once we are clear on that, then we can actually inculcate all the things that really matters, and we will keep moving forward in our life in a better way, in an inspiring way. So that is what is so very important for us to understand. Now, introspection, to introspect ourselves, you know it's always better to write down all those things on a paper. Like, what are your strengths? Just write down what are your top 5 strengths, and what are your weaknesses. Okay, and what do you do to overcome those weaknesses? Right, it's you who is the person who has to work on it. You can take help from people. You can always ask the professionals, mentors, and who are guiding you. But it's ultimately you who has to put in the efforts and turn those weaknesses into strengths. So that is what is essential for us to move forward. And we have written the strengths, we have written the weaknesses, we have written all those things that we do to overcome those weaknesses. Now now once we write down all these things in paper, we will be clear, right? We will be clear, because even in the interviews also they ask these questions like, what are your strengths, what are you good at, what are your weaknesses, and what kind of challenges you have faced in the recent times in your role. So we should be very clear on these things, because when we know about ourselves well, we will be able to take ourselves forward. So that is what, guys. So have this self-awareness and improve yourself. We all need to do that. Cheers.